Okay. All right. So meditation for transforming body and spirit. Uh, the important thing I want to, hi Pierce, the important thing I want to express as we get started with this course is that body and spirit are connected. I mean, we know that there's a body spirit connection, but there's an important connection between the two, that they have the root in one being. You're one being. Okay, you have a body, you have a spirit. The way that we look at it in Chinese terms is that they're not really separate, that the body is what allows the spirit to be here, and vice versa. The spirit is what gives the body purpose. That they're not, hi Darren, glad you made it. They're not two separate things, that it's actually the spirit has its root in the physical form. A lot of styles of meditation think of the spirit as something completely separate from the physical body, as if the spirit did not need the physical body for evolution. But looking at it from the Chinese standpoint, the spirit needs the physical body in order to be cultivated. There's a connection between physical form and spirit, and that's the three treasures, Jing, Qi, and Shen, that they mutually create each other. So we can use the body to cultivate Qi, and as we cultivate Qi, it cultivates Shen, the spirit. So it's kind of an esoteric idea, but the bottom line is that the physical body can be utilized to cultivate spirit. And we can do physical things in the body that result in cultivation of spirit. It's not just through spiritual practices that we cultivate spirit. That's only looking at spirit from a religious standpoint. Religious practices are only spiritual in nature. Cultivating spirit directly through just prayer, just meditation, focusing directly on the spirit. But we can cultivate the body's qi and support the body's qi, and that will cultivate spirit as well. So the two meditations I'm bringing to you today take into account this root that our spirit has. Our spirit has this root within the body and is nurtured and nourished by the physical body. By taking care of our physical body, we can actually nourish and grow spirit, grow our Shen. Shen is the Chinese word for spirit. So we work the two of them together to get mutual evolution of body and spirit. Mutual evolution. As the spirit grows stronger, the spirit is cultivated. Our body needs to be cultivated along with it in order to sustain that spirit. Our body's qi needs to be cultivated simultaneously to have a home for that spirit, so the spirit can keep growing. Without the physical foundation for spirit, the spirit can only get so far. This is a principle that's understood in Chinese spiritual cultivation, is that if you don't bring the body along for the ride, the spirit will only get so far. The spirit's cultivation will plateau if we are not as well working on the physical cultivation of qi within the body. We have to do them together. The first meditation we're going to talk about is called the Healing Journey Meditation, or the Time Traveler. And this is a meditation that I created this year. It works on this understanding that the body doesn't have a sense of time. The body doesn't have a sense of time to it. And we can tap into all of the body's memories of time within it to cultivate healing at different times in our life. When the New Age movement began in the 70s, we started to understand this timelessness in the body. I think it sprung out actually out of quantum physics, this concept that time didn't actually have like a material definition in all the equations of the universe. Time wasn't actually significant. So there's a physics understanding that time wasn't necessary to look at the universe. And then humanity took that concept of that time took that concept to mean that time wasn't actually a real thing. And though time is a real thing, in the body, it's not so much a real thing. In the body, our body hangs on to all the times we have traveled through. And about in the late 80s, so it's been a while now, in the late 80s, I studied hypnosis, and through hypnosis techniques, you can go back in time through regression. You can take somebody back within their own timeline to look at issues that have happened within your life. And you can also go back to past life regression and go earlier than this life began. But this is a technique that anybody can learn how to do a regression back in time. And so it's something I learned how to do in the late 80s. And it's very healing for the body to kind of work through some stuff that happened in the past. But as this New Age movement has cultivated over the last 40 years, as it's grown, we are now kind of transitioning from that New Age place into a different understanding of the physics of energy and the physics of reality. We're coming into this movement of the now, of this present moment. We're kind of coming full circle back to an ancient concept of that, though our past can have an eternal effect on our present moment, our power really resides in this present moment. So how do we bring these two together? How do we heal the past but stay in this present moment? So I looked at this concept and I just kind of flipped around the idea of a regression. I just flipped it around because I like to do stuff like that. I like to turn stuff around and see how it works. That's the engineer in me. I like to take stuff apart, put it back together, and see what happens. So the idea of this meditation is, instead of marching back in time, we bring our past younger self to this present moment. So our power is here in this present moment. We are 100% us in this present moment. And we can bring our past younger self to this present moment to create healing, as if we were doing healing on another person in this present moment. We can bring our past to this present moment and do healing on ourselves. Well, what's the benefit of this? Each age in our life, as I mentioned, the body can't tell the difference. Okay, the trauma that you went through or the loss that you went through when you were 10 is still, it's inside your body. And when somebody touches you or somebody pushes you, that 10-year-old is there. And it's reacting to it. It's reacting to it as if you were still 10. Because within us, we're like those Russian nesting dolls. Okay, you open the outside one and inside you pull out, there's another little you. Okay, and you open that little you up, and within that there's another little you going back in time. So there's still your baby self. It's inside of you. Your 5-year-old, your 10-year-old, your teenager, your 20s, your 30s, 40s, and we could even say your future self has its root in you now.